All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Maytime in Mayfair, 1949. Giving it 2 out of 5 stars. I like this one. This is going to be a British remake of Roberta, which I have not seen. With with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Say, sorry about that. I thought the dancing was pretty decent. Not as good as Astaire and Rogers, of course, but other than that, I thought it was pretty boring. I couldn't get the humor, the British humor, I guess. Anyways, Maytime in Mayfair is a 1949 British musical romance film directed by Herbert Wilcox and starring Anna Neagle, Michael Wilding, Nicholas Phipps, and Tom Walls. It was follow-up to Spring in Park Lane, also with Wilcox. Also with Neagle, Wilding, and Walls. Spring in Park Lane. The film was one of the most popular movies of the British box office in 1949. Lamestream movie. You get a thumbs down from this channel. I just made my own song. I'm in the mood to sing after watching this musical. The film begins with a brief history of Mayfair, then it shows a man walking into a florist and shepherd market. Debonair Michael Gore Brown inherits a London fashion house, Maison Laundress. Knowing nothing about the business or fashion, he becomes romantically involved with this beautiful manageress, Eileen Graham, who he says reminds him of Anna Neagle, the actress who's playing the character. He blithely helps himself to the petty cash to buy her lunch, and he brings in his ex-military cousin Sir Henry as a business advisor. They are interrupted by the foppish D.R.C. Davenport, Eileen's fiancé. A nearby rival fashion house learns of Eileen's new secret collection, and they leak the story to the papers. It emerges that the cousin accidentally passed the story whilst drunk. Eileen angrily quits the business to work for the rival, who now plans to buy the business at a knockdown price. And that's pretty much the movie. Not very entertaining, in my view. It gets 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, only 234 ratings. Very obscure film. But I'm giving it 2 out of 5, a lower rating, just because it bored me for this part, except for the dance scenes. Or the dream sequences, I should say. The film marked the fourth teaming of Anna Neagle and Michael Wilding. I guess it was, they were together 7 times. Wow. That's impressive. After the film started shooting, Tom Walls called Wilcox asking for a role. Wilcox put it in a part of a policeman for the actor. Filming took place in January through March 1949. 4 lines of clothing were designed specifically for this film. Uh, it's a color film, which is unusual for cult cinema classics. But yeah, music, Maytime and Mayfair soundtrack music by Harry Parr Davies, lyrics by Harold Purcell. Amor, written by Gabriel Ruiz and Ricardo Lopez, English lyrics by Sonny Skylar. Do I Love You, written by Bruno Badoli, written by Bruno Badoli, David Henniker, and Don Pelosi. I'm Not Going Home, written by Kermit Goel and Fred Prisker. The Moment I Saw You, music by Manning Sherwin, lyrics by Harold Purcell. The film was hugely popular in Britain. The motion picture Herald said it was the third most watched film of the year after The Third Man and Johnny Belinda. And more than Scott of the Antarctic Paleface, Easter Parade, Blue Lagoon, Red River, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and The Hasty Heart. Eagle and Wilding were voted the most popular stars of the year in Britain. According to Kinematograph Weekly, the biggest winner at the box office in 1949 Britain was The Third Man, with runners-up being Johnny Belinda, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Paleface, Scott of the Atlantic, The Blue Lagoon, Maytime and Mayfair, Easter Parade, Red River, and You Can't Sleep Here. However, by December 1949, the film had not recouped its costs. Box office of £268,984. Distributed by British Lion Films. Release date September 12th, 1949. General release date. Running time 94 minutes. The New York Times called the film nauseously technicolored flim-flam. Good description. New York Times finally got a review right, but it's 1949. This was before they went woke and politically correct. While TV Guide noted the plot is about as simple as they come, but it's told so nicely that you can't help but be charmed. Wilding and Neagle are sort of British Astaire and Rogers. Good comparison, but they're not as talented, in my opinion. Playing well off each other in this light-hearted romp. The beautiful fashion designs as well as the glorious set decor are well captured in the Technicolor photography. And that's kind of like a British dream sequence. Michael Wiley is kind of getting into the fashion business. Who was it in Rhonda? I guess it was Fred Astaire was his counterpart in Rhonda. Okay, what else can I say? An English Playboy gentleman is broke when he inherits London's leading dress store in the posh Mayfair district. Instead of selling it for cash, he enters the business of rags for riches and romance. That's the storyline, according to Simon Jack on IMDb. Penniless man about the town, Michael Gore Brown is delighted to hear he has been left a high-class Mayfair fashion salon. His intention is to sell it as quickly as possible, but on meeting Ellen, I think that should be Eileen, chief designer and manager, he quickly changes his mind and he turns his attention to courting her. Across the street, a rival dressmaker is also after the shop, and Eileen and is quite prepared to use whatever foul means are needed. That's the storyline according to Jeremy Perkins, J26. Taglines are a sparkling romantic musical. I don't know about sparkling. I think it tries too hard with the Technicolor, but it ends up becoming annoying. The person who dumbfounded Mayfair, mentioned in the opening credits, is Sir Stafford Cripps, 1889 to 1952, a Labour member of the Parliament from 1931 to 1950, representing Bristol. As a member of Clement Attlee's government, he was responsible for selling British jet engine technology to the Soviets. 1946, when Janet tells Eileen that Mr. Keats and Mr. Shelley are in the office with Michael, Eileen asks who they are, yet she saw a telegram just the day before from Keats and Shelley to DRC about their buying Michael's dress shop for a trifle. Quotes, Sir Henry Hazelrig. And this fellow actually came to the Viceroy's party wearing suede shoes. DRC Davenport, good grief. Sir Henry Hazelrig. Imagine turning up to ride an elephant wearing suede shoes. DRC Davenport, revolting. He was asked to leave, of course. Sir Henry Hazelrig, of course. Opening credits, Mayfair district in the heart of London. Mayfair founded in 1750 by Thomas Howard. Mayfair confounded in 1920 by Michael Arlen. Mayfair dumbfounded in 1948 by Sir Stafford Cripps. Featured, this was also featured in McVicker 1980 movie. McVicker, never heard of it. Maytime and Mayfair soundtrack, music by Harry Parr Davies, lyrics by Harold Purcell. See what the review says here. The featured review on IMDb by I can't see. Dreedim, January 25th, 2014. It's called Neagle and Wilding. Anna Neagle and Michael Wilding made 7 films together at their best. They were paired in glossy, stylish musical comedies like Maytime and Mayfair, which is a remake of Roberta. That's a good description of this. I wouldn't say that it was a British musical. I would say that it's more like I wouldn't say that it was British musical romance. I would say that it's more like a British musical comedy romance. I don't know. That's just me. Here, Wilding plays a penniless charmer who inherits a dress shop. The shop is managed by stylish but aloof Anna Neagle. He knows nothing about clothes but is instantly smitten. Along for the ride is his friend Nicholas Phipps, who gets drinks and divulges details of the fall collection to a rival, Peter Graves, who insists on singing all the time. After the papers break the news of the new fashions, Neagle takes off in a snit with Graves, leaving Wilding to fail and sell the business. Will things get straightened out? The film's highlights are 2 musical dream sequences. I'll agree with that. In one, Wilding imagines a beautiful Neagle as a famous model. In the other, Neagles imagines a slow motion dance with Wilding. Both bother are well done, but I think that should say both are well done. There are also big. There's also a big fashion show sequence with all the major London designers represented. Nigel and Wilding are a perfect team. Nigel has a regal beauty, a good sense of humor, and decent singing and dancing talent. Wilding has a goofy charm that goes well with Nigel's icy demeanor. I think somebody compared him to Danny Kaye. And Wilding also dances well. They were hugely popular with British audiences in the 40s and 50s. Phipps is fun as a dopey friend, but also as an accomplished director and writer. He wrote the script for this film. Co-stars include Tom Walls as the inspector, Thora Hird as Janet, Mona Washburn as Lady Levinson, and Colette Melville as Priscilla. Fun film. Listen closely to Wilding's jokey asides. Funny. I didn't find this funny at all. I wasn't too impressed by their dancing, but that's just me. A lot of these British films I can't get into because I'm not British. I think I like the dystopian sci-fi ones better from the 70s and 80s. uh, Doctor Who, Blake Seven, Day of the Triffids. That kind of stuff amuses me. This does not amuse me. I don't get it. I don't get the jokes. I'm just not into it. This kind of stuff, but maybe I would like the original version of this, which was what did we say it was? Oh, I better go down my list first before I get to that. This next up is The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, film noir, drama, romance. And then we've got Tarzan the Fearless, 1933, with Buster Crabbe, action adventure film. Monstrosity, 1963, science fiction horror. Diamond Trail, 1933, action adventure drama. Sinful Cargo, 1936, action crime drama. And that's it. That's my list. There you have it. The other film is Roberta. I'd be interested to see Roberta. That looks better than this. But I've got discriminating taste towards the U.S. versus Great Britain. These kind of films, especially when the two main actors are Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, and it's a 1930s movie, and it's probably in black and white, I'm guessing. Roberta. 1935. I don't know. It's got Irene Dunne, Randolph Scott, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers. It's in black and white. It's an hour 46 minutes. It looks better. Just by the cast and the black and white format, I can already tell that it's better. Although I haven't seen it, I can't say for certain, but I can make an educated guess. Laters.